Good morning, students. Today we will study transportation across cell membrane. It is a very important topic and many questions are asked each year from this topic. Transportation across cell membrane are of three types: passive transport, active transport and vesicle mediated transport. Passive transport do not require ATP. Passive transport are of two types: simple diffusion and facilitated diffusion. Facilitated diffusion requires a carrier transport, whereas simple diffusion do not require any carrier transport. Second is active transport. Active transport, it requires ATP. Active transport are of two types: co-transport or symport and counter-transport or antiport. We will study about them in our forthcoming slides. Third is vesicle-mediated transport. It requires ATP. It is of two types: endocytosis and exocytosis. Endocytosis is also of two types: pinocytosis, cell drinking, and phagocytosis, cell eating. We will study about them also in our forthcoming slide. What we have learned: passive transport do not require ATP, whereas active transport and vesicle mediated transport, they both require ATP. Next, difference between passive transport and active transport. Passive transport do not require ATP. Passive transport is the movement of molecules from the region of their higher concentration to the region of their lower concentration. Passive transport, the movement of molecules is along the concentration gradient. However, in contrast to passive transport, active transport requires ATP. Active transport is the movement of molecules from the region of their lower concentration to the region of their higher concentration. Active transport, the movement of molecules is against the concentration gradient. So, as we can see, both passive and active transport are opposite to each other. The two types of passive transport are simple diffusion and facilitated diffusion, and two types of active transport are co-transport, जिसे symport भी कहते हैं, and counter transport, जिसे antiport भी कहते हैं. First of all, we will study about the types of passive transport, and after that we will study active transport type. Now here you can see the diagram. The passive transport are of two types: diffusion and facilitated diffusion. Simple diffusion, the movement of molecule from the region of their high concentration towards the region of their low concentration. You can see the diagram across the cell membrane. Facilitated diffusion, the movement of molecules from the region of their high concentration to the region of their low concentration across the cell membrane. Passive transport do not require ATP. Facilitated diffusion requires a carrier transport. Facilitated diffusion mainly helps in the transportation of glucose across cell membrane. Now the second one, active transport. In contrast to passive transport, active transport requires ATP. It is the movement of molecules from the region of their low concentration towards the region of their high concentration. Carefully observe the diagram. The types of passive transport: simple diffusion and facilitated diffusion. Since simple diffusion and facilitated diffusion are the types of passive transport, they both share the properties of passive transport. Therefore, there are many similarities between simple diffusion and facilitated diffusion. For example, they both do not require ATP. In both of them, the movement of molecules are from the region of their higher concentration to the region of their lower concentration. In both of them, molecules move along the concentration gradient. Now, these 3 points are same for both the simple diffusion and facilitated diffusion. However, the fourth point is a bit different. Simple diffusion do not require carrier protein. However, the facilitated diffusion require a carrier protein, which help in the transportation of glucose molecule across the cell membrane. Now we will study about the types of active transport. Now there are two types of active transport: co-transport or symport, and counter transport and antiport. They both are the types of active transport. Therefore, they both will share the properties of active transport. For example, both co-transport and counter transport require ATP. In both of them, the molecule move from the region of their lower concentration to the region of their higher concentration. And third, however, there is a little difference. Third point is a bit different. In co-transport, it involves the movement of main ion with accompanying molecule water. Co-transport में क्या होता है? When a sodium molecule move across the cell membrane, then it is also accompanied by the water molecule. मतलब सोडियम के साथ साथ वाटर भी चला आता है, उसका मॉलिक्यूल भी आ जाता है, तो उसे हम लोग को ट्रांसपोर्ट या फिर सिम्पोर्ट कहते हैं. अब काउंटर ट्रांसपोर्ट का थर्ड पॉइंट क्या कहता है? इट इज अ मूवमेंट ऑफ मेन आयन एंड द अदर आयन इन अपोजिट डायरेक्शन. इसका मतलब ये है, अगर सोडियम का मूवमेंट अक्रॉस द सेल मेम्ब्रेन होता है या सोडियम एक्स्ट्रा सेलुलर स्पेस से इंट्रा सेलुलर स्पेस की तरफ आता है, तो फिर उसके अपोजिट पोटेशियम का मूवमेंट होता है. मतलब उसी समय पोटेशियम इंट्रा सेलुलर स्पेस से एक्स्ट्रा सेलुलर स्पेस की तरफ चला जाता है. अब ये आपका आता है टाइप्स ऑफ वेसिकल मीडिएटेड ट्रांसपोर्ट. वेसिकल मीडिएटेड ट्रांसपोर्ट टू टाइप्स के होते हैं. एक होता है एंडोसाइटोसिस एंड अदर इज एक्सोसाइटोसिस. दे आर द टाइप ऑफ वेसिकल मीडिएटेड ट्रांसपोर्ट एंड देयरफॉर दे विल शेयर द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ वेसिकल मीडिएटेड ट्रांसपोर्टेशन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, they both require ATP. Both endocytosis and exocytosis are the examples of bulk transportation. Third point is a bit different. In third point, endocytosis involves engulfing and digesting of organic molecules by cells. Whereas in exocytosis, it is the opposite of endocytosis. In exocytosis, vesicle entrap waste or toxic material present in the cytoplasm and it release it outside the cell. The fourth point, the types of endocytosis: pinocytosis, phagocytosis. Pinocytosis is cell drinking and phagocytosis is cell eating. Both exocytosis and endocytosis are the types of vesicle mediated transport. They share the same properties, that is, they both require ATP. They both are bulk transport. In exocytosis, this process is used by the cell to remove toxic material from the cell cytoplasm to the extracellular space. Whereas in endocytosis, the food particles present in the extracellular space is taken in by the cell inside the cytoplasm, intracellular space. Types of endocytosis are pinocytosis and phagocytosis. एंडोसाइटोसिस की जो प्रॉपर्टीज हैं वो पिनोसाइटोसिस और फैगोसाइटोसिस भी फॉलो करेंगे, क्योंकि ये दोनों उनके टाइप्स हैं। जैसे कि फॉर दे बोथ रिक्वायर एटीपी एंड दे बोथ आर बल्क ट्रांसपोर्ट एंड दे बोथ आर वेसिकल मीडिएटेड ट्रांसपोर्ट। पिनोसाइटोसिस का एग्जाम्पल एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ vitamin B12 in stomach. The example of phagocytosis, it is a defense mechanism carried out by macrophages against foreign antigens. Pinocytosis को cell drinking भी कहते हैं, phagocytosis को cell eating कहते हैं. In case if a cell ingests a solid particle, then the phenomena is phagocytosis or cell eating. But if a cell ingests a liquid droplet, then the phenomena is called pinocytosis or cell drinking. Here you can see in the diagram phagocytosis. Solid particles are engulfed by the pseudopodium formed by the plasma membrane, and the membrane bound vesicle takes the food particle inside the cytoplasm, where it will be digested by the lysosome. Now here in the pinocytosis, the same thing happens, but instead of solid particles, here is the liquid droplets. Liquid droplets present in the extracellular space is taken in by the cell pseudopodium, and it is taken inside the cytoplasm, where again it will be fused with lysosome and get digested by the cell. Thank you.